So, good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am your teacher in Eduk 91. Um, I know that most of you are not still acquainted or not still oriented with what we're going to do with our class. But for today, I want you to know that we will be discussing the first module of Eduk 91. So it's actually a, a combination of curriculum development and trainers methodology too. Now you can have your TM2 after you have graduated your major or after you have your own NC or national certificate. So for example, if you will have an NC for bread and pastry production, then you can enroll for trainer's methodology too. It is important that to gain TM2 because um, it serves as one of the requirements kung ma-apply ka og DepEd. But it shows na master na ka na nga field. So kung sa education pa na siya, kinahanglan ta mag-master's degree. Okay? So it is combined with curriculum development because it is very important for us to know na before we master that kind of field, kabalo na tadaan sa basic nga unsay essence, why do we have classrooms, why do we have teachers, why do we have students. So let's start. I hope this screen is makita sa inyo ang mga device. Okay, let me share my screen. I hope you can see this. Okay, I will just okay. Now today we will be discussing about curriculum development and evaluation emphasis with TM2, Module 1, which is curriculum and the teacher. Let us understand first what is the essence of being a teacher and what is curriculum in teaching. Okay, for module 1, as you can see, ang picture dara is isa ka teacher. So, we will be discussing about curriculum and the teacher. That will be our topic for this module. Okay, let's start with curriculum in schools. This story below is a saber-tooth curriculum according to Harold Benjamin Last, 1939 actually. So, given diri, let us find out what curriculum development in the teacher's classroom. So, I think dili na kahit mag-go through aning story since our main focus is about curriculum to minimize the time lang. Okay? So, the story was written down last 1931 and according sa story, if mabasa nyo nato siya, the curriculum last time or before can be seen as a traditional way of teaching. Tradition of organized knowledge taught in schools of the 19th century. So, 2 centuries later, karon, 21st century naman ta karon, ang concept sa curriculum as to what can we observe in our environment and sa mga schools, we can see that the concept of curriculum is getting widened or getting broadened since we have a lot of people or curricularists nga makatabang to widen also the scopes. Okay, so there is an important note here. No formal, non-formal, or informal exist without curriculum. Teachers will have nothing to do if there is no curriculum. Curriculum is at the heart of teaching profession. Now you have to remember this. Every teacher is guided by some sort of curriculum in the classroom or schools. Meaning, maski mo yun po informal setting na siya, formal setting ba na siya nga kuan type sa classroom or sa pag-teach sa students or what, informal, nanay curriculum nga gamit. Dili ta pwede makaingon nga wala man na sila curriculum nga gisunod. Because how can we give materials, instructional materials, or learning modules if wala may curriculum nga gisunod? So, nga na siya. In our current Philippine education system, different schools are established in different educational levels, which have corresponding recommended curricula. So every school student, my dear students, nga ninyo ang ma-meet along the way, or inyo ma-enhance through your friends, families, and from someone na sila gisunod nga certain curriculum. Same as sa USTP na atay gisunod nga certain curriculum which can be wala sa laing school or na sa laing school. Now let's start with basic education. Okay, the basic education or the basic education curriculum, elementary and secondary. Sa elementary, we have first the kindergarten, the grade 1 to grade 6. So, ang ginatudlo dira is mga basic lang mga lessons. Because gitawag man siya basic education. Basic nga lessons, meaning basic education curriculum, those lessons that can be learned by the students according to their age level. Secondary, we have grade 7 to grade 10 for junior high, grade 11 and grade 12 for senior high. Of course, diba? Basic education. So under pata sa DepEd, elementary and secondary. Okay, each of the level has its specific recommended curriculum. The new basic education levels are provided in, of course, katong new na K-12 curriculum, which is passed and implemented last 2013. Nana siya RA and a Republic Act of the Department of Education. So, kanang elementary again, secondary under na siya sa DepEd. And the curriculum that is being taught here is provided by the K-12 enhanced curriculum. So una, students can learn English maski grade 2, grade 1, but karon we have the mother tongue based. And I think for me lang, it has some disadvantages, diba? Because actually, makabalo sila Istorya o Bisaya ato ang mother tongue or as ka nga lugar. But unfortunately, students, timanin niya ha, students or pupils, nga mother tongue grade 1 to grade 3, they don't know how to speak in English. Or they don't know how to pronounce an English word properly. That is one of the disadvantages. And ang possible nga mahitabo, inigabot nila high school, galisod pa sila grammar and subject-verb agreement, inigabot sa college, then they will take up education courses. Of course, naman ng curriculum sa college. It is very hard for the teachers on how to adjust their students' correct grammar. And I have experienced this problem. Nga ako mga students, most of my students, if magpa-essay ko, daghan jud kaayo ko wrong grammar. And to think, they will be soon to be teachers. Okay? The second educational level that is using a certain type of curriculum is the technical vocational education, TechVoc. This is a post-secondary technical vocational educational and training is taken care of TESDA. Of course, Technical Educational and Skills Development Authority. This government authority is of course under sa government. Ang ilang focus is mga TechVoc educational level o TechVoc mga curriculum. Okay? So, for the TechVoc track in senior high school, DepEd, okay? DepEd and TESDA ang ga-coordinate kung saan siya pag implement inside the classroom. That's why kayon ka nganong na may TechVoc tapos na nganong na TESDA, because TESDA has given the rights by the government to operate and provide trainings sa technical vocational sa mga students and other people para mabansay ang ato ang skills, ma-develop ang ato ang skills. Okay? Now we have the higher education. Kinsa tong na sa mga higher education, those are mga college students, kanang anong bachelor degree, graduate degrees, katong masters, doctorate, under na sila sa Commission on Higher Education or sa CHED. So sa higher education nga level, natay lahi nga curriculum nga gigamit or gisunod. That is why it is different from others. And we cannot say na ang gigamit ng curriculum sa basic education and sa TechVoc is the same as the curriculum sa ato sa higher education. But to be honest, lahi na sila ang curriculum. And as to what I have said earlier, lahi-lahi ang curriculum ang school nga imo ang masudlan. Okay? In whatever levels of schooling in various types of learning involvement, several curricula exist. So according to Alan Gladhorn, last 2000, ni Bilbao and others, last 2008 pod, there are different types of curricula in schools that you should remember because manggawas ni siya sa LET. Okay? Manggawas gini mga type of curricula sa LET, guys. That's why you have to remember these. Pag may recommended, almost all curricula found in our schools are recommended, right? Of course. Okay? For basic education, these are recommended by the DepEd. Again, for BEC or basic education curriculum, these are recommended by DepEd. How about for higher education? These are recommended by CHED or Commission on Higher Education. And vocational education is recommended by TESDA. Again, para dili malimot, ang timanan na ninyo is ang mga keyword. Pag mayon kayo recommended, pag mayon tag basic education curriculum, ang recommend na is ang DepEd or ang Department of Education. Whereas, kung mayon nga ka ng higher education, kanang naan sa mga college, ang recommend na is ang CHED or the Commission on Higher Education. And when we say vocational education, mga TechVoc courses, ang recommend na is ang TESDA. Timanan ninyo, basic education curriculum, DepEd. Higher education, CHED. TechVoc courses or TechVoc education is TESDA. Okay. These three government agencies oversee and regulate Philippine education. So the recommendations come in the form of memoranda or policies, guidelines, and standards. So, ikapat, pag mayan professional organization or international bodies like UNESCO also recommend curricula in schools. Okay? First, basic education curriculum is DepEd. Higher education, CHED. TechVoc or Technical Vocational Education, TESDA. Other professional organization, UNESCO. Okay. Next, when we say written curriculum, from the word written, this is something that is written. Okay. So, of course, this include documents. Ano na mga examples of documents? Course of study, syllabi, mga syllabus, modules, books, or instructional guides, among others. So remember, yung mga tag-written curriculum, document-based. Isulat ninyo dira sa inyong notebook, document-based. Kung sa'yo na sa document-based, mga course of study, mga syllabus, mga modules, mga books, instructional guides, and others. Also, included sa niya is i-appeal niyo ang teacher's lesson 1. Lesson plan rather. Appeal na siya sa written curriculum or under na siya sa written curriculum, which is ang lesson plan. Again, sa first curriculum is recommended curriculum. Saan ni sila? Basic education curriculum ang what they call this? Ang recommend is ang DepEd. Ang higher education ang recommend is ang CHED. Next is the TechVoc or the vocational education ang recommend ana is ang TESDA. And the last is kung mayan ka other professional organizations, then ang recommend ana is ang UNESCO. Then we have the second one, which is the written curriculum. This again, isulatin nyo, document-based. Document-based on the recommended curriculum. Kung sa ilang mga example, course of study, syllabus or syllabi, modules, books, or instructional guides, and of course, the teacher's lesson plan. Okay, so nakasabot na? Okay, can we proceed? If we can proceed, at least smile while watching the video. Okay, the third one is the taught curriculum. Taught curriculum. From what has been written or planned, the curriculum has to be implemented or taught. Diba? Diba written curriculum is document-based man siya? Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ninyo ang pagkasunod-sunod nila? Okay? Again again. Let's review para ma-refresh ang inyong minds. Again, sa pagsugod pa lang, mag-recommend sa recommended curriculum. Types of curricula in schools. Recommended curriculum first, ga-recommend sa daan sa basic education curriculum ang DepEd. Sa higher education or sa mga college ng mga students, ang ga-recommend is ang CHED. And when we say vocational education, ang recommend is ang TESDA. And kung mayroon kag other professional organizations, ang recommend is ang UNESCO. And then after it is being recommended, we have this written curriculum, or it is a document-based. Example ana is course of study, syllabi, modules, books, or instructional guides, among others. Example ana sad, pinaka-last is the teacher's lesson plan. Pinaka-valid if naimutanan mo. Teacher's lesson plan serves as a guide of the daily lectures or lessons, activities that must be done. Next is the taught curriculum. After the curriculum has been written or planned, it has to be implemented or taught, right? So what's the purpose if we will not implement that curriculum? So, diri na dayon magawas ang cooperation ni teachers and the students. No? Ilang butangan ukid na buhi ang written curriculum. Ang lesson plan, ilan ang i-realize. Okay? The skill of the teacher in the 21st century is to facilitate learners based on the written curriculum. Okay? Of course, with the use of the IMs and the facilities available in that certain school. Okay, did you get me? Taught curriculum. You are going to implement or teach the written curriculum. And of course, diri na nato magamit ang cooperation ni teacher and the students. And in the 21st century, di ba sa unang panahon, sa gitawag na to sa mga teachers, sage on the stage. What does it mean? Ang teacher mo ay magstorya sa atubangan. Siya ra mo ay magstorya sa atubangan, di ba? Maminaw raman ta sa ato ang teachers sa una. Ang kita mo kuan na ta mo participate ra ta pangutan ta or mo participate lang ta kung tawagon ta na mga board works, mga ganon. But in the 21st century, we are now the facilitator or the guide, di ba? Magsilbi ang mga guide sa itong mga students. Like mo na mga reporting because we are or the teachers are letting you to experience firsthand. No? Because when you are doing the activity hands-on, minds-on, you are at the same time learning. Okay? So, in the taught curriculum, the teacher is the facilitator with the written curriculum, of course, with the use of instructional materials and the facilities available in a certain school. Again, the taught curriculum will depend largely on the teaching style of the teacher and the learning style of the learners. So, teachers have different way of teaching their students because when you enter in a classroom, you will find diverse learners. There are slow learners, there are average learners, and there are fast learners. There will be fast learners. And of course, if you are a teacher with this goal na you want your student to graduate together, to learn together, then you have to have a certain teaching style for their learning style. So that is the taught curriculum. Next is the supported curriculum. Supported, and the word support. Okay, let me off my video first. Supported curriculum, this is described as support materials that the teacher needs to make learning and teaching meaningful. Okay, kindly read everyone. Kindly read. I want you to read. Mga dua ka baka meaning anak. From this to experiences, you have to read and internalize. Manin nyo ha, tanang type sa curricula kay magawas na sa net. Are you done? Okay. Those who are taking notes, pwede pa makatake note. Again, si supported curriculum, guys. This is described as a support material from the word support. Unsa ni siya? Yung purpose to make learning and teaching meaningful. Unsa yung mga example or unsa ni sila nga mga support materials? These are the printed materials. Pwede na matawag ang inyong modules. Diba? Books. Of course, books are very important as our resources other than internet. Charts. When we'll talk about graphs, population, and all, we will use charts. Posters. Okay, another way of teaching students also is having posters. Worksheets, diba? Worksheets. Some teachers are fond of printing or having worksheets other than dictating it to her students, his or her students. Or we can have the non-print materials. Okay, so what is an example of a non-print material? Or what are the examples of non-print materials? We have PowerPoint presentation. Okay, PowerPoint presentation is very important when your lesson is very long. If you will be a teacher someday and you will have a demonstration, tapos kinahanglan siya og kanang short yung nga pag-discuss, then you may use PowerPoint presentation. Movies. Okay, mga movies daw. Movies can be used as an educational tool in the supported curriculum if you will be having your students, kung gusto ka nga yung students is maghatag sa imo og reflection. Slides, okay? Slides, Google Slides, you can apply it to PowerPoint presentation. Models, example models is we have the globe. Diba? Kamantay mo ng globe nga tumakitan sa library sa atong school dire. Ang kana siya globe that can be called as model. No, dili na to pwede maingon og realya because we cannot get the earth from the outer space para lang madala na to sa atuang klase, right? So that's why we will be using models. How about realias? Okay, realias are mga tinuod nga mga bagay which can be used in your teaching. For example, our topic is all about stick and you will bring dili siya makita kay puti ang sa lalom. Okay, there are a lot of stick O here. So that this can be an example of a stick. Then your lesson will be about containers. Then you can bring your water bottle. Then your topic is all about technology and you're talking about phones. Then you can bring your phone, right? So these can be good things para ma-maximize nato ang learning sa atong students and ang taas ang ilaang retention. Mock-ups has the similarities with models and other electronic illustrations. So electronic illustrations is a good supported support materials if and only if you have LCD inside your classroom, di ba? Also include facilities, di ba? Because these facilities can support our students from learning. For example, we will be talking about chemistry lab, or your subject is about kanang chemistry. Tapos kinahanglan mo mag-lab. So diba, it is very conducive to learning and it helps the student nga mas ma-retain, mas makuan niya. Brought to you by Herbsnet Pharma Corporation. Sorry for that. Okay, mas ma-retain or taas-taas ang retention, ma-retain sa students ang learning if ever there will be facilities where learning occurs outside or inside the four-walled building, four-walled classroom. This can include also physical science laboratory, audiovisual rooms, the zoo, the museums, the plaza, or the market. These are the places where authentic, kung saan ang gitawag guys ng authentic, real life learning. So, di ba as you can see, kung ang new teacher is ginatagan lang mo og book and then he or she will let you open this page and this, read and that and that. Tapos wala kayo mo masabtan, malimtan na dayon ninyo ang inyong learning, dili siya ma-retain. Whereas kung mga laboratory, ang inyong room, if music, audiovisual, kung you will talk about animals, then you will let your student have a field trip in the zoo, the museums, the plaza, or in the market, so they can get learning, or their learning is more authentic than being in a traditional way of teaching. So this is an example, or these are an example of supported curriculum. Again, the first one is recommended curriculum. Second one is the written curriculum. The third is the taught curriculum, and also the fourth is the supported curriculum. And of course, we have the fifth, assessed curriculum. What do you mean by assessed? Taught and supported curricula. Okay, the singular term of curriculum is curriculum. The past plural is curricula. The taught and supported curricula have to be evaluated to find out if a teacher has succeeded or not in facilitating learning. In the process of teaching and at the end of every lesson or teaching episode, assessment is made. It can either be assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and assessment for learning. Actually, nasayop ani, it can be of learning, assessment of learning. Of for us, assessment of learning, assessment for learning, and assessment as learning. Okay, if the process is to find the progress of learning, then the assessed curriculum is for learning. Again, if the process is to find the progress, if ang process nimo is gusto ka makabalo sa progress ng imong student, then it is called, or the assessed curriculum is called the assessed curriculum is really for learning. But if it is to find how or how much has been learned or mastered, then it is assessment of learning. Either way, such curriculum is the assessed curriculum. Again, the taught and supported curricula has to be or have to be evaluated para makabalo ang higher ups, ibang teacher, ni-succeed ba siya sa pag-teach sa young students or pag-facilitate sa young students or pag-facilitate sa learning sa young students. Okay, so di ba makabantay ta after every lesson or teaching episode, our teacher is giving us the assessment because the teacher is trying to find out if his or her students have learned. And if 50 or above of his or her students didn't learn, then he or she has to discuss everything again. Para ang students, matik silang tanan musakit. Okay? Now, let's have the sixth curriculum rather. It is the learned curriculum. Question, how do we know if the student has learned? Or how do you know if you have learned? Okay, students change behavior, right? He or she has learned. For example daw, ato basahan ng example there. For example, from a non-reader to reader, or from not knowing to knowing, or from being disobedient to obedient. The positive outcome of the student is an indicator for learning. For example, inside the classroom, you have a lot of fast learner students and you also have a lot of slow learner students. So, you can, di ba, we have the recommended curriculum given by, for example, the CHED since college ta. Then we have the written curriculum at siyang isulat og syllabus. This will be the guide for the whole semester. We have the taught curriculum. We will be going to teach those to our students with our own ways of teaching. And then we have the supported curriculum. By using certain materials, we will be using it, or by using certain materials, we will be finding if it will be effective to our students. Then we will assess if our students have learned in our lessons. And of course, we can see that our student has learned. If, for example, your student is from the first day of the first semester, nga na siya kabalang puno, tapos pag abot na ninyo sa finals na baka ha, or after sa finals na baka ha, nakita nimo na your student has really learned, no? Has really learned. Daga na kay siya kabaguhan sa imong klase. That's why there is a learned curriculum. The positive outcome of the student is the indicator of learning. Diba? It is very common man jud karon. We can say na na positive ang outcome sa isa ka student if and only if daghan siya na-learn sa imwa. That's why it is very important na being a teacher, you will leave a mark to your students. No? Hindi lang kayo magpa-stricta ta sa atong students, but we have to also leave a mark na someday, if makita na ko na siya nga maestra, I can say na, mo binigingon ni ma'am sa kuo, then I have to learn kay mo nga na. So, these are measured by tools in assessment, which can indicate the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor nga outcomes. So, learned curriculum will also demonstrate higher order thinking and lifelong skills. So, we can say that the student has learned if he or she can demonstrate the HOTS, the higher order thinking skills, and of course, the lifelong skills. Okay, did you understand? The last curriculum is the hidden or implicit. Implicit means hidden. Hidden or implicit curriculum. This curriculum is of course not deliberately planned, but has a great impact on the behavior of learner. Unsa man ni sila? Peer influence, school environment, media, parental pressure, societal changes, cultural practices, natural calamities. Some of these are some factors that can create a hidden curriculum. Why? Teachers must have good foresight to include these in the written curriculum in order to bring to the surface what are hidden. In every teacher's classroom, not all these curricula may be present at one time. How can you say? In a certain classroom of a teacher, yes, na recommended, yes, na written, or not teachers will have the written. Na yung mga teacher nga mo diretso na sila discuss without any guide and may result to messy nga classroom management. And then some of the teachers do not have the assessed curriculum, learn curriculum. Bahala na kung mga estudyante dira wala na nakasabot pa sa padayon ko sa akong klase. Diba? That's why teachers, if teachers are asking you if asay wala nyo nasabtan, then be honest. Because they have to repeat everything again or to rediscuss so that you will understand better. Okay? Peer influence, kanang mga sa ilang mga friends, Okay? Sa ilang mga friends, sa ilang environment sa school, media, the different social media platforms, parental pressure silang parents sa balay, na yung mga parents nga taas kayong expectation sa imuha and cultural practices. Of course, we came from different cultures and diverse ang learners, so they came from different cultures, so they have a hidden curriculum in theirs. Natural calamities, mga trauma ng mga uban. So this can be an example. These can be examples of hidden or implicit curriculum. Okay, now let's review. The first curriculum is the recommended curriculum. For basic education curriculum, kinsay mo recommend? Very good. Ang DepEd, Department of Education. When we say higher education, kinsay mag-recommend? Yes, ang CHED. How about vocational education? Of course, ang TESTA. Then we have the second one is, it is the written curriculum. This includes what? It is a document based for the recommended. And the examples are the syllabus or syllabi, the lesson plan of the teacher, unsa pa, mga written ng mga mga guides towards teaching and learning process. Now we have the taught curriculum. So nasa taught curriculum, in taught curriculum, after nato siya gi-write or natay guide, then we have to implement what are being written there. Diba? So that's why ito siya taught. Past tense sa teach. Taught curriculum. No? We have to implement. Atuan na siyang buhaton. Next is, we have the supported curriculum. Ano sa'yo nasa supported curriculum? Okay, these are the materials or facilities that can be helpful in the teaching and learning process. That is in the supported curriculum. Then we have the assessed curriculum. We have, or teachers have to assess their students or to evaluate if he or she has succeeded in facilitating learning or not. Diba? And then we have the learned curriculum. Okay, after nimo siya ma-assess na yung result, makaibalo na ka o naka-learn ba ang imong student. Maka-learn ang imong student through or mahibawan nimo nga naka-learn ang imong students a lot if he or she or you can observe positive ang outcome sa imong student. Diba? Positive ang outcome. And then the last is, it is not the least, but it is very also important, the hidden or implicit curriculum. It is hidden because there are factors that cannot be seen or cannot be done in the school, pero makita rin mo na siya. Na siya great impact sa behavior sa isa ka learner. No? Sa mga wala nimo nakakita nga mga bagay-bagay. For example, peer influence. If that's why it is important to choose your friends wisely, to choose the people around you wisely. Because if you are together with good people, good sad ka nga pagkatao. Right? And then school environment. If your school environment is nice, motivate sa imo to study further or to study a lot, then it's good. Maka-affect niya siya sa behavior sa student or nimo as a student. And the media, if the media is telling you a lot about suicides, mga suicidal victims because of modules, tapos ikaw nga na-stress na kunuhay, na-depressed, then gapadala ka sa mga ibati because of the media, then nagkikumpo ka. And that is a very no-no. That's why you have the right to run, but teachers do not have to do it. We have to post mga encouraging na mga post. No? Because the teacher has something to do with his or her students man, di ba? Parental pressure. Silang balay na parents nga expect kayo sa iyang anak nga dapat mag cum laude, dapat mag valedictorian. No. Listen, no. If you will be a parent someday, you should not be like that because it may affect the behavior of your child. And dili na maayo ang iyang result or di na positive ang iyang outcome sa school. That's why teachers have to include this hidden curriculum in the written curriculum, no? Para ma-bring up na sa teacher during his or her taught curriculum. Okay? Okay, it is stated here that many of them are deliberately planned, like the recommended, written, taught, assessed, and learned, right? Diba? Kung natin mga detailed lesson plan, we can see that the teacher has a dialogue together with his or her students. Tapos detailed juga siya tubag-tubag. Because these types of curricula can be planned ahead of time. Recommended, ilaning i-plano, di ba? Para organize ang pag-write sa mga teachers ng lesson plan sa pag-teach and positive ang outcome sa ilang students. However, ang hidden curriculum, the teacher may or may not predict its influence on learning. But all of the curricula I have mentioned earlier are very important in the role of the teacher and students in the teaching and learning process. So we have to do a lot of series, actions, interrelated actions about curriculum. But teacher can be called as curricularist. Let's find out. Nganong gina-describe ang teacher as a curricularist? Because according to Hayes last 1991, curriculum teachers can be curriculum specialists. A person who is involved in curriculum knowing, writing, planning, implanting, evaluating, innovating, initiating, you can be called as a curricularist. Okay, what is the characteristics or what are the characteristics of a curricularist? So, sa may ilang ginabuhat? Ganong gitawag sila curricularist? Because number one, a curricularist knows the curriculum, of course, di ba? As a teacher also, it is important that you know unsa na yung gitudlong ang topic sa imong students. Di ba? So a curricularist also knows the curriculum because learning begins knowing. And the teacher, as a learner, starts with knowing about the curriculum, imuang i-present ang subject matter. Did you get me? Again, the curricularist knows the curriculum. So if you are a teacher and you know the curriculum, you can be called as a curricularist. We can never learn if we do not know that. No? So the teacher as a learner starts with knowing of the curriculum. That doesn't mean that if you're a teacher already, you are not learning anymore. We are still studying, guys. So the subject matter or the content must be presented. As a teacher, one has to master what are included in the curriculum. Diba? It is very important that the teacher knows or master everything what is or what are in the curriculum. It is getting or acquiring academic knowledge, both formal disciplines and logic, or informal, derived from experiences, vicarious and intended. Again, the curricularists know the curriculum. It is the mastery of the subject matter. And the other term for this is the knower. Knower of the teacher as the knower. Now take note of this. The teacher knows the curriculum, learning begins with knowing. The teacher as a learner starts with knowing about the curriculum, the subject matter, or the content. No? When you're a teacher, you have to master the curriculum. You have to have the mastery of the subject matter, or you are the knower. Next, writes the curriculum. A curricularist writes the curriculum. A classroom teacher takes record of the knowledge, concept, subject matter, or content. So these need to be written or preserved. The teacher writes books, modules, laboratory manuals, instructional guides, and reference materials in paper or electronic media as curriculum writer or reviewer. Or the other term there is a teacher is writer. Again, takes record of the knowledge, subject matter, content, writes books, modules, laboratory manuals, etc. Writes the curriculum, or you as the writer. Okay, I hope nakuha ninyo. Plans the curriculum. Plans the curriculum. A curricularist plans the curriculum. A good curriculum has to be planned, right? It is the role of the teacher to make a yearly, monthly, or daily plan of the curriculum. This will serve as a guide. That's why we have to have lesson plans or syllabus, because this serves as a guide in the implementation. The teacher takes into consideration several factors in planning the curriculum. So, unsa din sila mga factors? Learner, support material, time sa paggandak sa imo ang klase, subject matter nga imong i-discuss, desired outcomes sa gusto nimo nga after your lesson mo ni mabuhat sa students, context of learners among others. By doing this, you can become a curriculum planner. And the term for this is planner. Plans the curriculum, right? Am I right? Okay, that is being a planner. The curricularist plans the curriculum. How about initiates the curriculum? Initiates. Okay, let's read. In cases where the curriculum is recommended to the schools from DepEd, CHED, TESTA, UNESCO, UNICEF, or other educational agencies for improvement or quality education, the teachers is obliged to implement. Why is that? Because implementation of a new curriculum requires the open-mindedness of the teacher and the full belief that the curriculum will enhance the learning. So there will be many constraints and difficulties in doing things first or leading. However, a transformative teacher will never hesitate to try something new and relevant. Novel is new. Relevant is important. That's why you are the initiator in the curriculum. You implement new curriculum. A classroom cannot be as enjoyable or dili ma-retain sa mga students ang learning kaayo if ang teacher nila is boring. That's why we have to find or try something new nga very important pwede ang magamit sa ilang daily lives. Okay, innovates the curriculum. Innovates. Creativity and innovation are very important things of being an excellent teacher. Why? Because a curriculum is always dynamic. It keeps on changing. Hence, or from content, strategies, ways of doing, block of time, ways of evaluating, kinds of students, and skills of teacher per me nag-change. No, dynamic gani, dynamic per me nag-change. One cannot find a single eternal curriculum nga pirmi sa isang tuig. Mo na to nga curriculum. After 10 years, mo ra gyapon to nga curriculum nga imong gigamit. No. Because every classroom you enter, you will meet diverse learners. Ang imong gigamit karon nga kuan kanang discussion sa ilang atubangan, dili na siya positive and effective after 10 years. That's why in the 21st century, we have this idea nga ang student may pareporton, pabuhaton in the actual way, hands-on, minds-on, so that they can understand better what are they doing. They can learn. That's why you are the innovator in that curriculum. Again, a good teacher therefore innovate the curriculum and thus become curriculum innovator. That's why we have to be flexible, creative, innovative for us to have this effective teaching and learning process. Right? Now we have the sixth. Implements the curriculum. After everything else, of course, we have to implement the curriculum. No? The curriculum we made or the curriculum being recommended will never serve its purpose kung dili na to i-implement. Somebody has to implement it, and no doubt it is the teacher. And it is our role to become the curriculum implementer. An implementer gives life to the curriculum plan. We are the one who are making it colorful. Atong i-realize kung sa'y nasa plan. We have to engage our learners in learning with the use of the instructional materials and other support materials para effective ang atong teaching and learning process and para ma-meet nila ang imong objectives or desired outcomes nga gihatag sila. At the end of this semester and the end of this lesson, you are expected to do this and that. It is where teaching, guiding, facilitating skills of the teacher is expected to the highest level. That's why being a teacher is a very important role nga kinahanglan isa buhay nimo ang imong gibuhat. You are not here, you are not working, or you are not being a teacher if your goal is to have that salary. Diba? The mantra of the teacher is to guide to his or her students to give you a better tomorrow, diba? Because teachers are your second parents, and of course, we are teaching, guiding, facilitating the skills you have. And of course, the success of this recommended, written, and planned curricula depends on the implementation of the teacher. Now, if you will be teachers someday, it is very important that you will implement these curricula effectively for you to be an efficient and effective teachers. No? That's why you have to keep these in mind. The different curricula, the characteristics of being an effective teacher, or the characteristics of being a curricularist. Now, after all, we have to evaluate the curriculum. Diba? How can you determine if your students have learned? How can you determine if half of your students haven't learned? How can one determine if the desired learning has been achieved? Yung mga objectives or desired outcomes na-achieve ba siya? Is the curriculum working? So kung makita na sa mga higher ups na the curriculum is not working anymore, and they know that everything is dynamic and constantly changing, then they have to change to another curriculum. What do outcomes reveal? Are the learners achieving? Are there some practices that should be modified? Should the curriculum be terminated or continued? These are some questions that need help or that need the help of the curriculum evaluator. Who is that evaluator? The teacher. So if the teacher can see that the curriculum is not working anymore, then he or she has to continue it or terminate that curriculum. That's why you have to remember these characteristics of being a curricularist. Again, knows the curriculum, you are the knower. You know the subject matter that you are going to teach. In the writes the curriculum, you are the writer. No, you take the records of the knowledge, concept, subject matter, and content. Write books, modules, manuals. Plans the curriculum, you are the planner. That's why we have the syllabus and the lesson plan. Initiates the curriculum. You are the initiator. Innovate, you are innovator. Implement, you are the implementer. And of course, you are the evaluator. That's why keep in mind that these are very important in the teaching and learning process. So that would be all for this module 1. I hope you have learned. And please tell your classmates to watch this video so that we can share the good to them. Okay, so bye everyone. These are the references in our module 1. I hope you have learned and see you on our next module.